Today we'll visit the Zither family, which includes the Autoharp and the Koto. Welcome to Musical Minutes. I'm Hans Manship, your host. The Zither's most well-known tune is from a movie, and the Autoharp may remind you of your early school days. The zither is not one instrument, but an entire global family of chordophones. They're old and widespread, emerging in the Bronze Age and evolving independently across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Their defining feature, strings stretched across a resonant body without a neck. Throughout history, they have served roles ranging from folk identity to scholarly introspection. Construction ranges from simple board zithers to complex fretted concert instruments, and playing techniques span plucking, bending, harmonics, and hammering. Today, the zither remains vibrant through conservatory traditions, folk revivals, and modern hybrid designs. Earliest archaeological evidence of zither-type instruments appeared in Central Europe's Bronze Age, circa 1500 to 500 BC. Made of wood and hide strips, it was used for ritual and entertainment. Instruments akin to zithers appeared in early Chinese texts and artifacts, circa 500 BC. Guqin traditions trace back 2,500 plus years. The Greek kithara is a major ancestor to instruments dating back to ancient Greece, circa 500 BC. The word zither derives from the Latin cithara, whose lineage dates back centuries. In medieval Europe, 500 to 1500 AD, zither forms diversified into board, box, and frame zithers. Regional variants emerged across Germanic and Slavic regions. In the 18th and 19th centuries, the concert and alpine zither developed in Austria, Germany, Slovenia, and surrounding regions. Two major European types appeared, the Salzburg zither and the Mittenwald zither. In the 19th century, in Central Europe and among immigrants in North and South America, zithers enjoyed popularity. They developed quickly from folk instruments to hobbies for the upper classes. The 20th century brought increased global recognition through film, radio, and folk revivals. Orson Welles heard Anton Karas playing a zither in a restaurant, and they used the instrument for the soundtrack of his 1949 film, The Third Man. Its theme became the most popular zither recording in history. Conservatory-trained performers in China, Korea, Japan, and Europe expanded the repertoire in the 21st century. Modern electric zithers and hybrid designs appeared. Guitar zithers featured fretless strings arranged in chord groups for easy accompaniment. These became popular in American parlor music in the late 1800s through the 1920s. Zithers were symbols of Alpine folk identity in Austria, Germany, and Switzerland. Asian board zithers included the guqin from China, a pillar of classical Chinese music, the Koto from Japan, central to court, folk, and contemporary music, the Dan Tran from Vietnam, considered the soul and beauty of the country. Hammered zithers include the santoor from India and Iran, central to Kashmiri and Persian classical traditions. The hammered dulcimer throughout Europe and the US, used in dance music and folk ensembles, and the Northern European zithers, the gusli from Russia, tied to epic poetry and Slavic folklore. Here's some fun facts. The zither family includes the piano, which is technically a hammered board zither. The Third Man theme from 1949 sold millions of copies and made the zither a pop cultural icon. Many 19th century Americans had parlor zithers to entertain their families. My Austrian concert zither is from the 1930s. I picked up my Koto in Japan. It's a quarter scale model. The Autoharp is a corded box zither, invented in the late 19th century through parallel German and American innovations. Its defining feature is a mechanical damping system that uses chord bars with damping pads to mute all but the desired tones, allowing instant chord changes, making it one of the most accessible harmonic instruments ever created. It became central to American folk and country music, especially through the Carter family, and remains widely used in education and folk traditions. Modern autoharps include chromatic, diatonic, and electric models, continuing a lineage that began with the accord zither and evolved into a uniquely American musical icon. In 1881 and 82, Charles F. Zimmerman filed the first U.S. patent for a zither with a mechanized damping device, the earliest patent for anything resembling the autoharp. He later exhibited improved models with perpendicular chord bars at the World Cotton Centennial, earning a certificate of first-degree merit. In 1884 and 85 in Germany, Carl August Günther and Hermann Lindermann patented a similar damping device for a zither-like instrument they named an accord zither. Günther's accord zither is considered the true ancestor of the modern autoharp. In the early 1900s, the Oscar Schmidt Company became the leading U.S. manufacturer, distributing autoharps widely through schools, churches, and mail order catalogs. In the 1920s and 30s, Ernest "Pop" Stoneman developed a distinctive Appalachian plucking strumming style and recorded the instrument. The autoharp became a defining sound of Appalachian and early country music. During the mid-20th century, Maybelle Carter popularized the autoharp in American folk and country music. Her style of melodic lead lines with choral accompaniment became iconic. The autoharp became a staple in the American folk revival culture of the 1960s and 70s. This is the period I first saw an autoharp and played one in my elementary school years during the early 1960s. Electric autoharps with pickups appeared in the modern era, expanding their use into amplified and ensemble settings. Today, they remain widely used in folk, country, bluegrass, education, and experimental music. Here are some fun facts. Zimmerman's patented Autoharp design was never actually used by musicians. The instrument we call Autoharp is essentially Guter's chord zither. The Japanese Taisho Goto is considered a related instrument inspired by zither concepts. The Autoharp's simplicity has made it a favorite for churches, schools, and community gatherings. Whether you're strumming, plucking, or hammering, the Zither, Autoharp, and Koto are fun instruments. See you next time when we'll examine another instrument man has made to enjoy God's creation of music. Blessings to you.